All right, we are back with another Wedding Wednesday episode of Your Relationship Sucks. Very excited about this. A little bit of a layoff for us. Enough time for my beard to grow back. I don't know. I don't know exactly when this will be within the hierarchy and when exactly this is going to be. But for those,
I think it might actually come
this is
before
going to
you
come
losing your
before.
beard,
I think that's probably true.
potentially,
That's probably true.
which is hilarious.
But look,
So, like, basically,
there's
you're
gonna be a
telling people in
real
the future
yeah there's
there's
gonna
going
be
to
a
be a severe
real
dip in the show for a bit.
there's gonna be a real crisis, real double chin situation happening. Has been remedied. I'm looking fresh right now. Feeling good about the double chin. Yeah, it's gonna get hairy for a little bit. But we will
Or
we'll
not as hairy is kind of the issue, actually.
That's correct. Yeah, it turns out the beard for years has been covering up the amount of extra skin apparently now developing under the jawline, which is unfortunate because for people who know me, I've always been known obviously for my chiseled jaw. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, but we're back. I'm happy about it. So let's get into it. Look, this is the show where you're getting uncensored, unfiltered, 100% raw reaction. I don't know what's coming. I have no idea. All I know is that we're talking about weddings today. Audience has no idea what's coming. This is real, true, off the top of your head, off the top rope. We don't edit anything. None of that stuff happens, mostly because I'm too lazy. I'm not going to do it. So we're just putting it out there. So you got something for us. Let's get it started. Let's get into initial impressions. Hit me with it. What do you got?
Okay. Is it rude to get married a few weeks before my friend's rescheduled wedding? This is COVID related. So it was rescheduled because of COVID. And then this is not getting into it, but it's like the little footnote. I'm sort of unofficially engaged and a bridesmaid in the wedding, in the friend's wedding.
Wait, what? Hold on. She's unofficially engaged? This is the second time that we've had somebody who's literally not fucking engaged who is saying, like, when should I schedule my fucking wedding? Hey, ladies, get fucking engaged before you get married. It's not that goddamn difficult. Stop planning shit before you've even been asked the question. Guess what? Probably why nobody's asked you yet. You know what I mean? That's probably why the dude hasn't popped the question. Because he's like, this chick is crazy. She's already planning weddings. I'm not even ready to move in together yet. So I got a real problem with that. I'm already not happy about that. I'm not feeling good about this lady's question, but I am confused. Well, look, I'm super confused. My initial impression is I don't have any idea what's happening, right? Because initially I thought, okay, well, if it's been rescheduled and that they rescheduled it, actually they might be the dicks, right? Because they rescheduled it like too close to the other. First of all, it's a couple weekends. You know what? Look, these fucking weddings, okay? It's not that big a deal, all right? You can have weddings wherever the fuck you want. We can have weddings every weekend for all I care. You know what I mean? I mean, your friends are gonna be broke because you're probably having dumbass weddings where you make them spend a bunch of money going out there and celebrating some dumb shit. It doesn't even matter, But it's a few weeks. What does that even mean? That didn't mean shit. You know what I mean? Like you go to a wedding and then basically everybody stops talking about it. Except the people who are involved in the wedding. Everybody else is like, nah, who gives a shit? Like I got my own life. I'm going back to my own thing. So initial impressions is, I don't understand anything that's happening in this friend group. Like I need way more detail to even understand, to literally even comprehend what's happening right now. Because I fundamentally do not comprehend what is happening with this group of friends currently. And with this particular girl who's not even fucking engaged. She's not even engaged. She said she's not even engaged. She said she's not even engaged. She's planning her wedding. What does that even mean? That is the classic like rom-com, like 2000s rom-com, like white girl who is terrified she's going to be alone forever. And guess what? This girl probably is going to be alone forever because like that's fake in the movies, but in real life, that's actually scary. Like it's not a funny thing. It's that you're delusional. So okay. All right. Hit me with it. I'm too excited about this one. All right. Just hit me with it. What do you got? I don't even know.
My friend was planning to get married in May of 2020. For obvious reasons, they decided to postpone. We haven't talked much since undergrad, other than the virtual game we were in together. But I'm a bridesmaid in her wedding. though a thankfully low effort one. I had to ask about a dress only to be told just wear your Hogwarts house colors.
Stop it. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. All right? Fuck these people. This sounds terrible. Go fuck yourself. That is awful. Jesus Christ. I hate all of these people. Oh my God. I genuinely hate all of these people.
You would clearly be wearing dark green.
I don't even know what that means. I hate all of these people.
I know you don't.
Which one is that?
And
is
I'm
that
very
Hufflepuff?
excited. No, that's Slytherin.
Oh, with what's his name? The dude that saved Harry Potter's life.
Draco Malfoy.
No, the guy who did the thing.
Voldemort.
No, the other guy. No, Voldemort didn't save his life. Well, I guess he kind of did, but that's if you take a real deep reading of it. Yeah, isn't that dude a Slytherin? Wasn't he a Slytherin? Yeah, dude saved his life. That's literally the guy who's saving Harry Potter's life. I'll take that shit all day. I'll wear green proudly. I'm saving fucking Harry Potter's life. He did. He literally sacrificed himself for Harry Potter. At least that's what I heard about the movie. I didn't actually see it, but that's what I heard. Anyways, keep going. Okay. I hate these people. I hate them. I hate them.
I love how that's like the only thing you've taken away from Harry Potter. Although, okay. Anyway.
It's true.
We're about to get derailed. And I'm very excited to participate in her wedding whenever it gets to happen. Their wedding is currently rescheduled for May 2021. I also am sort of unofficially engaged, should be official soon. And I want to get married in May of next year. Let's see what date this was posted. I don't think it's got a date. That's unfortunate.
I don't care.
I was just curious, like if it's like November, like why do you need to get married like in 3 months? Anyway.
Because it's not that big a deal. It's a fucking wedding. Like, calm down. You're not doing anything. Like all these people who are like, it takes a year to plan this shit. Like, all right, I'm sorry. Okay.
Just
all right,
let me say it. Whenever we get married will be our anniversary forever. And May is a good time for us for personal reasons.
Oh shit, I hate this lady. I can't stand her. This is the worst. This might be the worst person that we've ever had. I think this lady has gone below the woman who was like just bagging on her mother-in-law, for like trying to be a reasonable human being. You know what I mean? Like the mother-in-law who was just like, hey, you know what would be cool? Like if I got to dance with my son one time at the wedding so I could celebrate with him, and she was like, no, that's fucking terrible. Like you're the fucking devil.
She just wanted to play like a fucking Beach Boys song. Like
look, this lady is worse than her. This Harry Potter chick is way worse than her. 100%. I hate this lady. It's going to be your anniversary. Get over yourself. Jesus Christ. All right, keep going. I mean, technically that's true.
Yeah, some people do
if you
celebrate
stay married,
anniversaries.
If you stay married.
You'd be capable of
look,
it,
here's the deal. Here's the deal. You're going to tell me that this fucking lunatic is going to stay married? You're telling me that she's going to stay married. You're saying this is going to be her anniversary forever? There's zero fucking chance that this girl was married for 10 years. She's not seeing that one. She's not seeing the fucking 10th anniversary or whatever bullshit that is. Like, she's not getting lumber on fucking year 12. This girl's going to get to 3 years maximum because her husband's going to be like, what the fuck did I do? You know what I did? You know what I mean? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't celebrate any of those,
I don't know. I just know there's like paper. There's like tin. Ooh,
yeah,
tin.
One of them is tin. There's a silver. There's a gold. I think there's some. I think
those
there's a
come
mercury.
later. Like you don't get gold for a 3-year.
No, that's 50 year. I went to my grandparents' 50 year. They knew how to do it right. And you know what my grandma did? They just got married before he shipped off to World War II. You know why? Because it's not that big a fucking deal. All right? Calm down. Jesus Christ. All right. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Let me finish.
I don't even know what her question is. I'm not even understanding. Okay, so all right, so hold on. So let me just understand what's happening so far. This lady, she knows her friend has already rescheduled, and now she's saying, I'm planning my fake wedding. All right, okay, all right, go ahead.
We don't really want to wait any longer, and our plan is more along the lines of a very small wedding over Zoom if necessary, then reschedule the party until all our friends can be together. That time frame is important to me and has been in my head for years, as well as being something I've decided with my future husband. Apparently the husband is clued in on
hold on. Which one? Hold on. She's saying the May something is super important
Yeah,
to her. Okay.
I think they've already talked about it. So it's one of those things where they've talked about the ring. He's probably picked it out, and she's literally waiting for him to just like ask the question. But they've already planned some things about the wedding together, is what it sounds like. Although she did phrase it something I've discussed with my future husband, which I always find funny when discussing.
They haven't played a goddamn thing. She said
we've
some stuff.
Discussed this.
No,
like
she
said
some stuff to him.
Told him what's up.
Yeah, she said some stuff to him, and he was like, "If I say yes, can we have sex?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so he was like, "Cool, whatever, it's fine."
Is it rude to schedule my wedding before my friends, which would probably end up being 2 to 3 weeks before? Obviously, we don't know when the pandemic is going to be over and when big weddings will actually be safe. But I don't want to hope that her wedding gets postponed again, and I don't want to rely on that to make this okay either. I'm worried that it won't be reciprocal if I don't invite her to my wedding when I'm in her wedding party, and that if I do invite her, that it's adding more stress to her wedding planning. I assume the last few weeks are a big deal for getting things in order, and she wouldn't want to worry about travel arrangements, etc. during that time if travel is a thing by then. I also don't want to postpone my wedding just because she had to. How do I navigate this?
Okay. All right. First of all, are these people even friends? I don't even understand. She's like, we haven't talked to each other except over a fucking video game, but now I'm in her wedding. Like, I feel like they just don't have friends, right? I mean, like, that seems pretty obvious to me. Like, they're not hanging out. So I don't even understand like exactly what's happening here. But I mean,
she immediately started it by distancing herself and being like, "Oh, this chick isn't really that good of a friend to me." Well, it sounds like you're not that good of a friend, but okay.
Well, neither one of them is a good friend. I mean, honestly,
that's
like,
right.
I don't understand. Like, it doesn't look. Here's the thing. I don't even understand. So this girl's question is, can she have a Zoom one before her friend has a real one? Is that the question? Or she's saying she's having the Zoom. She's having it regardless on that day, and it could be over Zoom or it could be in person. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, she's saying she wants to plan her wedding for, it sounds like, early-ish May. Her and her future husband have talked about it, and I think it might be small, but if necessary, it'll just be over Zoom.
Oh my God. All right. Look, weddings aren't that big a deal. They're just not. Like, stop making them this big, giant fucking deal. Like, nobody cares about your wedding. All right. Here's the fucking secret. Not a single human being gives a flying fuck about your wedding. They just don't. They just don't. You know why? Because they have fucking lives. They have other things going on. They have things that exist in the world beyond your fucking nuptials. Okay. Your ability to stand in front of somebody and say, "I do," is not groundbreaking. So schedule it whenever the fuck you want. Who cares? Like, oh, is it going to be mad for my friend or whatever? Then fine. Then I don't understand. Like, this is why I hate fight. This is why I hate people who talk about who care about weddings this much, right? What she's saying, what she's trying to say, or at least what she's trying to get across. And I can't tell if I believe her. I'm trying to go with just like what she's actually said, but I honestly don't know if I believe her. She's saying it's really important for her that there's a certain day that, time frame or whatever, that is like her day, and like, by the way, I was not being facetious earlier. Like, this girl, this is definitely not a forever thing. Like, they are not going to last forever. This girl is fucking Looney Tunes. But here's the thing.
She sounds like every bride I know. So are you making a generalization that like just most brides are Looney Tunes?
Yeah, 100%. This is why weddings are so stupid, because you get so crazy about these weddings. Like, people who are involved in these weddings get so crazy about them. Number one, your friends who are showing up, they just want to get drunk. They literally don't care. You can have it in a room with no windows, and as long as there's alcohol there, they don't care, right? Particularly if it's alcohol that you pay for. They're like, fantastic, free party. So that's all that matters to people. Right? They just want to have a good time. They just want to get drunk. And guess what? It doesn't matter where you are and all those things. Like, people are like, "Oh, I want to have it at a nice wedding and a nice venue and all this." And I'm like, look, unless you're going to have like performers come and like do something that's like out of the ordinary, you're all just sitting in a room dancing and drinking. That's it. It's the same thing. This is basically, like a sanctioned high school dance. Like, that's what this is. Right? So here's my thing. If this part of May is that important to you, then have a fucking private ceremony. Have a private ceremony. Like, it's not that hard. Have a private. If what you're telling me is that it's important that you marry your husband, who again is not even your fucking fiance. Like, I honest to God, I hope this guy does not. I hope he runs. I hope he sees the signs. Like, run away, dude. This is not a good thing. I know. Look, I know some people who have been crazy planning weddings. I know some people who have been not crazy planning weddings. The people who are not crazy planning weddings, honestly, like those people, by and large, they have better relationships. I'm just telling you that right now, because they understand that weddings are not about the wedding. Weddings are not about the wedding. The wedding doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that it's going to be you and your partner for the rest of your life, right? That's what you're signing up for. You're signing up for a fucking partnership. You're not signing up for a party, okay? So none of it matters. The only thing that matters is that you trust the other person and that you and that other person get to say I do to each other. That's it. Doesn't matter who's there. Doesn't matter anything else. That's the only thing that matters about a wedding, because it's you and your partner against the world for the rest of your life. That's how it works. That's how it should work. But people don't see that, right? People don't see that. They see, we have to have this wedding. We have to do this stuff. No, it's not important. Fuck that. Okay. It's not important. But if this girl is serious about, okay, I need it to be important, you know, that like this particular day for whatever reason is, you know, important to me and my husband or whatever, then do it in private, do it on Zoom. Who can't choose that day to get married? Because here's the thing. You might never talk to this girl again. Number one, I'm not clear how much you're talking to her now. You might not talk to this girl in 10 years. You might not talk to her in 5 years. You might be best friends 50 years from now. I have no idea. But what I can tell you is that what you're signing up for is you and your husband. Okay? You're signing up for you and your husband. You're not signing up for you and your husband and your friends and their husbands and all of that shit. That's not what you're signing up for. You're signing up for a partnership, a lifetime partnership with you and the other person who is apparently dumb enough to get with you while you're this crazy. Okay? If this guy's not running away, then the only thing that matters in the entire world is that you sit there on one day and say that you will be faithful and supportive and all that shit. That's the only thing that matters. Everything else is bullshit. Everything else. And if your friend gets mad at you, fuck her. She's not a good friend anyways, okay? You're a terrible friend, but she's not a good friend anyways. It's a few weeks. Are you fucking kidding me? A few weeks before somebody gets married? You're not saying like, can we get married 2 hours before? You're saying, hey, can we have an entire phase of the moon happen between my wedding and her wedding? Yeah, you fucking can. Okay, that's how it works. So, like this again, stop getting so fucking crazy about weddings. And when it comes to weddings, the important thing is that it's you and your partner, and that's it. That's the most important thing about a wedding, is that it's you and your partner. Nothing else matters. Literally nothing else matters. Stop with all this dumb stuff. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is that this guy is not sprinting for the hills after you've asked this dumb question. Okay? Like, you should be getting married tomorrow. You should be locking this shit down immediately. Stop talking to him about the rings. Stop talking to him about the flowers. Stop talking about all that stuff. You should be locking this dude down immediately, because if you don't, there's a real good chance that he's going to wake up one day and go, what am I doing? Okay? Because this girl she's not in the wedding for the important part of the wedding, right? A wedding doesn't matter. A marriage matters. That's what's important. The wedding doesn't matter at all. Nobody's going to remember your wedding. If you do it right, you're not going to remember your wedding, okay? So stop worrying about that. And you're telling me that there's going to be multiple weeks? Like, that doesn't even mean anything. Are you serious? That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Like, hey, can we have an entire month go by between these two weddings? Yeah, you can. Or not. I don't care. Lock this dude down. Stop asking dumb questions. Stop freaking out about dumb stuff. Like, oh, your friend's going to be stressed. What does she have to be stressed about? She's got to go stand next to you for 2 hours. That's it. That's the whole thing. She got to stand next to you for 2 hours. That's going to stress out her wedding plans. Well, then she's doing her fucking wedding plans wrong. Okay. Like this is what I'm saying. Like this, all this stuff, you guys get all freaked out and you start doing all this dumb stuff when none of it's really that important. Okay. Nobody cares what your flowers look like. Nobody cares about all these last minute details, whatever. All they want is free alcohol and some music. That's it. That's literally all they want. As long as you have that, you get married whenever you want. Have the wedding at this other girl's ceremony for all I care. Like, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Stop freaking out about it. And lock this dude down. Tell this girl to lock this dude. First of all, tell this girl that she has to get engaged before she starts planning a marriage or planning a wedding. Like, let's start with that. You know what I mean? Like, can we start having people out there asking questions about weddings who are actually engaged? Let's get down to that before we start getting into some other stuff, because there's some very fundamental parts of a relationship that have to happen. And it's a big deal for that guy to say, like, I want to marry you. That's like a real step for him. That's like a thing that he has to do. And she's just kind of, she's like, check, that's already done. Nah, not so fast. I'm telling you right now, like, you better be careful about that, because you start assuming that stuff and that dude might walk away, you know? So anyways, I went all over the place. I fucking hate all these people. I can't stand any of them. I don't know. What do you think? What's your take on this? I fucking hate all these people.
I am not a fan of these people. What
colors would you wear to this girl's wedding? To the girl's wedding, what colors would you, with the Harry Potter colors, what color would you have?
I think I've been sorted to like Ravenclaw.
So I don't know. You like literally, you already went, like you went.
Yeah, you can do it online. We're gonna do it for you later.
Oh, you don't do it online? Oh, this shit's virtual now?
There's a whole, like, you literally, like, it's an official thing. You take a test and then you get sorted.
All right, cool. All right, so you're Ravenclaw. What color is that?
I bet you're not even Slytherin. I bet you're definitely not a Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff are like happy and lively people.
What are you talking about? I'm a fucking delight. Look, anybody out there who's listening to this who's like, this guy's not a delight, go fuck yourself. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a treat. I'm a treat for the ears and the eyes, all the senses, all 5 senses, 100%.
All 5 senses.
All 5 of them, maybe 6. I don't know. I'm not sure how many senses there are. All right. So anyway, so you'd be what? Blue, red, purple? What color would you be?
I don't even remember, honestly. I think it's blue. I think Ravenclaw's blue. Gryffindor's like a maroon color. Slytherin's dark green, and Hufflepuff, I believe, is yellow. I don't know.
Green looks good on me. Facts. All right, hit me with it. What's your take? You don't like these people. What's your take on this girl's problem, quote unquote?
My take on it is that everything you said, and then at the end she starts saying, like, asking about how she doesn't, like, will her friend be offended if she doesn't have her in her wedding? Like, is that going to add stress for her traveling? It sounds like she's asking this question about the placement of the wedding solely because she doesn't want this friend to actually be in her wedding somehow. And so she wants to justify being like, this question is like an inconvenience. So what she feels guilty about, because it just felt like an unnecessary thing to like include. It just, the whole thing sounds like, I get it. I get that might be stressful, but at the same time, you know, you give bridesmaids, like, you ask them to be their bridesmaids. So if you want to ask this person and they say no because it's too close to their wedding, then they don't go to your wedding, or they're not a bridesmaid. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And she also, I mean, is it that it's right before her wedding, or is it too close to her wedding? Like, you know, I'm not sure. Like, it sounds like it's because it's right before it and it'll be an inconvenience for her friend. But then, I mean, if she had it 2 weeks after her friend, like, would that be just as much of an inconvenience for her friends? I've had friends who got married very close together, like, and one couldn't go to the wedding because she was on her honeymoon before. I mean, it's just, you're overthinking something. Like, if it really matters that much to you, like, you're going to have that date for the rest of your life. You aren't going to spend this much time, like, thinking about it. You're just going to say, hey, we want to get married this date. It's going to be a much smaller wedding. It's going to be a pretty informal. I'm only having like 2 bridesmaids. So I'm sorry, like, you know, I would love, if I was doing a bigger thing, you might be one of them. You don't really need to say that. But if you feel like if you were having an actual big wedding, she would be, you could let her know. One of my best friends had a very small wedding, I think, you know, less than 50 people, and didn't invite people that weren't like local, and I wasn't local. So I wasn't even invited to her wedding. And I, you know, like, that didn't really bother me because, like, that she wanted to get elope, and her mom, it was really important to her parents that she actually have a wedding. So she ended up doing a very small thing, you know, and it was already something that stressed her out. And it's like, why, if you are friends with someone, why would you add stress about something that's like completely your problem? You know, like, me getting upset that I wasn't invited to her wedding, or I didn't go, like, that has nothing to do with my friend's actual wedding or her marriage. And that's what people conflate the idea of a wedding and a marriage. It's two very different things. Just because you have a really nice wedding, it has nothing to do with your marriage. So, you know, I just, there's like a lot of thought it sounds like there's maybe some guilt about like not wanting this friend to be as involved in her wedding. And that's also coming through to me a little bit.
Look, you said a bunch of things there. They were pretty reasonable. You almost hit the mark, but you definitely missed the mark, because this would have been, if you would have done this right, this would have been the first time in the history of this show, that you would have had a better take than me, which is this girl secretly hates her friend and is trying to get out of her friend's wedding. Like, if you would have just stuck with that line, which I think is an unreal take, and honestly, fully agree with it. Like, once you brought that up, I was like, man, I was super pissed that like I didn't come up with that. You know what I mean? Like, but you were like trying to be reasonable. You were like, let me do this. No, you got to be like, this is the show. This is unfiltered. All right. Just tell it like it is. I love it. This girl hates her friend and she's trying to get out of the wedding that she's in. That's what she's trying to do. I'm with you. I fully agree with that. I hate these people. I hope the Harry Potter one goes terrible. I hope this girl's Zoom one goes even worse. I hope this girl doesn't even I hope she's solo on it, because the date is important, but the husband isn't. So I hope he doesn't show up. But whew, all right, I think we did it. I love that one. I genuinely enjoyed that one. Very excited about it. Very excited about Wedding Wednesdays back. Feeling good about, you know, the way that my extra skin is looking under the jawline. Feeling good about this whole thing. This whole thing feels good to me. All right, so if you have other questions, wedding related, relationship related, life advice, whatever you want, we got an email. Hit us with it. What is that? What's the email they can email us at?
It's info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so you can hit us up there. We're doing this one out of order. But what I can tell you is we will have merchandise up by the time this thing airs, 100%. So if you want yourself a Karma Cancer, if you want an article of clothing, a Karma Cancer article of clothing, we're talking t-shirts, we're talking yoga pants, we're talking the whole shebang. We're going to have those up. We've got the same thing for I Got Dennis. So you can hit us up there. You can also support the show with like a Your Relationship Sucks logo on some swag as well. We'll put the link in the show notes and all that stuff. So, you know, hit us up there. If you listen to the podcast, we appreciate it. You know, please subscribe and rate, review, and all those things. Please do review. Not only does it help us, but we actually do have a plan with these reviews. So, you know, if the more we get, the better content we're gonna be able to provide. And again, it's going to be no filter, right? I mean, like I'm telling you right now, like I got a thing that we're gonna do. I think it's gonna work. So please review it. So that's good. Go to YouTube, please subscribe, all that stuff. You know, again, all this does help us. Play us in the background when you go to sleep. All of those things. We appreciate everybody being here. We will be back tomorrow with another episode. So we'll see everybody then.